message. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
All right, well, welcome to Fifth Street Sports here on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, and American Forces Radio Network. A big hello to our men and women in uniform around the world listening on American Forces. It's great to be with you. I'm Nick Gieber, still in for Frank Perez, who is still on vacation. I believe he will be back on Monday, but I am joined by Fifth Street residents Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. And, you know, I'm thinking I need to get a location name instead of my last name. I could be London Nick or London, LA, and Las Vegas Nick. How does that sound, guys?
Well, that's when you know you've made it. That's how you know that you've made it in this industry, when you have a geographic location in front of your name. I don't know of anything besides gambling where people have names like Florida Rick or Oklahoma Brian.
Okay, I could be Fifth Street Nick. I don't know. Why don't we put it out there? If you've got a nickname for me.
Nick?
What's that?
Nevada Nick.
Yeah, Nevada Nick. There we go. If you got a nickname for me, put it up on Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. Why don't we decide who's going to have the best nickname for me? Or how about nickname? I don't know. We can play it by ear. We've got a big show for you today. Lots to get to. We're going to talk about yesterday's New Orleans Saints-Dallas Cowboys game. Of course, they did not make the spread on that one, I believe. So they're now, 66% for New Orleans. Disappointment, I know, that everybody was expecting them to do it yesterday. But we're going to talk about that. And you guys have some insight into what you think was some really bad coaching decisions made. And we're going to chat about that a little bit. We're also going to talk about some college football. Obviously, the college football playoffs still in play. There's a couple of permutations there that are up in the air, and we're going to have a discussion about that. We're going to talk a little e-gaming. We're going to talk about a crazy prop bet out there. And we're going to do our pick'em in the last segment as well. By the way, we're going to discuss the supposedly new coach of the U.S. men's national team as well, Greg Berhalter. And if you guys want to, we can talk a little bit about some of the couple of nice, interesting plays possibly this weekend in the English Premier League. Loads to get to today. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do that by phone. Pick up the phone. Let your fingers do the dialing and your mouth do the talking on this show. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. That will put you through directly to us here at Fifth Street Sports, and we'll put you on the air. Or you can send us a comment via Facebook at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Marijuana has unleashed a green gold rush across our nation. It's creating $10.8 billion in new wealth a year. And every day, it's transforming more and more Americans into millionaires. Former Speaker of the House John Boehner reveals how you could become one of them. Join him online for the American Cannabis Summit. Attendance is 100% free, but space is limited. Join online at www.acs2018.com. John Boehner and an esteemed panel will reveal which cannabis stocks are primed to deliver life-changing windfalls. Plus, they will show you how to become a cannabis angel investor, backing the hottest startups before they potentially become worth billions of dollars. Join American Cannabis Summit online at acs2018.com.
To join the American Cannabis Summit, visit acs2018.com or text JOIN to 76280. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Text JOIN to 76280. Text JOIN to 76280 now.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
All right, welcome back. Fifth Street Sports. I'm Nick Geber, along with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. That's OKB and Florida Rick, to use nicknames, because we got to have nicknames here. All right, lots to get to today. Let's talk about last night's game between the New Orleans Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. Gentlemen, I believe we all eschewed betting on that game, if I'm not mistaken, but certainly...
no comment.
No, okay. Maybe you didn't, OKB, but tell me, you guys have an interesting take on this. You think that this was bungled coaching, right?
The use of timeouts is poor at the end of the game by Sean Payton, which is really unlike him. He's usually considered to be one of the brighter coaches in terms of just kind of executing the correct time. He also bungled his challenges, but the use of the timeout was really sloppy. Rick, you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, so Cowboys got the interception with 2:08 left on the Saints, I think like 15, 14-yard line, and up 3. Saints had 1 timeout left. The Cowboys are going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball 3 times. They're going to make the Saints use their last timeout. When all said and done, they're going to kick a field goal with assuming they don't get a first down or touchdown, at which point the game's over. But assuming they run 3 plays and 4th down, they're going to kick a field goal about 1:10 left and go up 6, and the Saints are going to go about 5 left, down 6. All right, it could happen. It's not that far fetched to go, 75 yards in 1:06 with 1:05 with no timeouts. But first play they run into the line of scrimmage, got to get a yard. And then Sean Payton does the dumbest thing I've seen a coach do in a long time. I mean, this is Oregon dumb. He calls a timeout at 2:03 instead of just letting it run to the 2-minute warning. He calls a timeout at 2:03. I seriously, I don't think I've seen a coach do that since the 70s or 80s. Of course, what does that mean? That means now.
Hold on. He's going to get a stoppage of play at 2 minutes anyway. Why would he do that?
Well, his theory is that it's going to save him 3 or 4 seconds of getting the ball back, which, yes, if the Cowboys kept running the ball into the line of scrimmage, it would save him 3 or 4 seconds. And he'd be, he'd get the ball back with maybe 109 or 110 instead of 105, 106. But what this opens up now is the Cowboys have a free play. There's no play. It's going to take less than 2 seconds. So now they can throw. And of course, that's what they do. They throw into the end zone to Amari Cooper. And the guy, it's clear pass interference penalty. He's holding his arm all the way. They throw the flag. 1:58 left. 1st and goal to 1. Game over. I mean, they take a knee at that point. There's no timeouts left. So I think a coach coaching 4-year-olds could have figured this out. I think the 6-year-old kids could have figured this out. And somehow Sean Payton doesn't figure it out, and he gives the Cowboys the right to just win the game right there. And any coach, there's no coach at that point that's going to be dumb enough to just run the ball at that point. Oh wait, you're going to let us throw? All right, we'll take our shot into the end zone, and he put it in a spot where it's either going to be incomplete, complete or a touchdown or a pass interference. So that's exactly what they got.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Rick. It was a terrible decision, and it really reaffirms what we've been saying. It's so obvious, and I know at some point it's going to happen, but it makes no sense with all of the stress and pressures that go along with being an NFL coach to expect these guys to execute perfect game theory, to be able to use all of the tools effectively and not make a mistake. And you should have a guy in the press box in a nice air-conditioned room whose entire specialty is making these decisions. And I mean, they have the technology; they're all connected through headsets. It's crazy that that the guy with the PE degree that's gone all the way from fifth grade PE all the way up to that's a bad stereotype, but all the way to the NFL. So that I don't think I want that guy making these decisions that are pretty complex and mathematical, and in this case, not even that complex.
Well, I mean, hold on a second. The Saints are now 10-1 in their last 11 games. So,
right.
I mean, he's doing something right. Okay, so he makes a mistake. I mean, is this a critical mistake? I mean, is this a jugular mistake?
Well, if they end up losing home field advantage to the Rams, I would say it's going to be a pretty big mistake. Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. It doesn't mean that you can get away with making half-assed decisions and say, well, hey, we won 10 games this year. Get off my back. No, it's a big deal. And I'll tell you who the big loser was last night also, besides the Saints. It's the Carolina Panthers, which sounds like it's coming from left field, but the Carolina Panthers have not played the Saints yet. They still have to play the Saints twice in the last 5 weeks of the season, and the Saints are going to they're not going to be able to take their foot off the gas. They're going to need to win every game, and it's going to be interesting this year. I feel like all the way into week 17, the Rams and the Saints are going to always be within a game of each other, and of course the Saints have the tiebreaker, having beaten the Rams on November 4th.
But in my humble opinion, that actually benefits the Saints in some respects. I mean, I think it's always bad, particularly as you get into the runoff to the playoffs, when you take your foot off the gas, then you have to find that extra gear again when the playoffs start. I mean, oftentimes, if you keep your foot on the gas, that momentum will carry you through. It may end up being a blessing in disguise. I suppose that's trying to find a silver lining. I do like the New Orleans Saints, and I think they've been absolutely dynamic and terrific this season. But in some respects, maybe that'll come out of it.
It might, but the reality is they do have a 39-year-old quarterback, and
hey, that's just a kid.
Yeah, younger than me.
Well,
it's a sobering moment when you realize there's nobody in professional sports that's older than you, and I think that just happened to me within the last. Well, Rick and I are almost the same age. There's no longer. I think Jaromir Jagr might have been the last guy that was.
No. Adam Vinatieri is close, but he's about 3 or 4 months younger.
Obviously, you don't follow professional darts.
Is that Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Yeah. I don't know how old he is, but there's some old geezers like me out there.
Yeah.
And what about the seniors, the PGA seniors? There's some old fogies there. There you go. Here we go. Looks like, folks, we got some breaking news here on Fifth Street Sports. Hold tight, because that can mean only one thing. Either Rick went to the doctor and had his... well, anyway, we'll leave it there. Or America's Worst Better is on the loose. I believe it is America's Worst Better, and here it is. He's betting game 376, Patriots minus 5.5. Gentlemen, he is living up to his name today.
Wow. I wonder where he came up with that. So Patriots are playing the Vikings this week, and it's a must-win game for the Vikings. I actually think the Vikings are going to win the game outright. I don't want to tip my hand for the contest, but I pretty much already have. I love the Vikings in this
I like the
match.
Vikings
What
a
do you
lot
think,
too.
Rick?
I don't know if they're good. Yeah, I like the Vikings a lot at 5.5. I don't necessarily think they're going to get the win, but I think this is a game that's going to be, I pick them in the end. It's going to come down to the final possession.
That should be a good game to watch. So AWB living up to his reputation. I like Vikings too, guys. Season 5, episode 11, just airing on the History Channel. Great stuff, by the way. Was very disappointed with the mid-season finale, so it's kicked off well. So I do like Vikings. I don't know about the Vikings, but in honor of their upcoming match, we'll just say Skol.
Is there nudity in the Vikings show that you're watching?
No, folks, come on. It's on the History Channel. They don't show nudity. You got to get the HBO stuff for that. And, are you one of these guys that just only watches for the gratuitous full frontal nudity, Brian? Because I know I am. Let's be honest.
No comment.
Rick, you're smirking. I know you are. Okay, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a couple interesting stories to talk about. And don't forget, in the last segment, we'll be doing our pick'em, so you certainly want to be around for that. This is Fifth Street Sports on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, and American Forces Radio Network. We're also streaming live on iHeartRadio and TuneIn, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live. We're everywhere. But where we won't be is right here for the next 3 minutes, but we hope you'll rejoin us after the break.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Sports. Nick Ebert in for Frank Perez alongside Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. And guys, We were talking about oldest professional athletes. It is possible that if you pick up that Xbox One controller, that you could very well become an aged professional athlete, if you want to call e-gaming an athletic endeavor, which I certainly would not, unless you have very muscular thumbs. However, it is a very burgeoning gambling industry. Esports betting is picking up. It's estimated that illegal sports betting in the U.S. Is going to exceed $1 billion. So a lot of people are placing wagers on sports betting and on esports betting. And if you can believe this, the commissioner of the esports league they have an integrity coalition and an integrity czar, if you can believe that, which would be a great job, by the way. But he's recently been talking a little bit about the latest trend in esports and video gaming. And by the way, if you like video gaming, I believe Rick Tittle does a full show on video gaming right here on the Sports Byline USA radio network, which should be pretty interesting. But the esports commissioner, Ian Smith, says that he's worried about potential integrity issues around Fortnite. Now, this is the latest and greatest game, and Andrew will speak to our lone millennial here on the set, who is our producer, Andrew. You're telling me that Fortnite is getting old, right? Getting a little long in the tooth?
Yeah, it's starting to get a little old. Call of Duty came out with its own battle royale mode, and quite a few of the most popular streamers that were playing Fortnite moved directly over as soon as it released. So Fortnite, it's still incredibly popular. Don't get me wrong, but it's not quite as popular. That market, specifically the battle royale market, is so oversaturated at this point that I don't think Fortnite's going to stick around. I don't think Fortnite's going to have the same kind of longevity that we see in some of the other longer standing titles.
Well, I mean, I guess the discussion is, you mentioned Battle Royale. Now, this is when up to 100 players play online at the same time, and the winner is the last man standing, correct?
Yes.
And so the betting on this is caused all sorts of questions because, first of all, there can only be one winner on a Battle Royale, so there's really only one bet you can make, and there's questions about the integrity of this. In other words, who is really playing the game? Who's behind the controller? There's no way of ensuring that you know who's behind the controller. You could set yourself up with a profile where you're quite low ranked, for example, which would give you long odds to win, and then you could hand the controller over to Ninja, your best buddy. I understand he's the top Fortnite player, and he could win the Battle Royale right there, and the wagering skewed. And there's a great quote here from the Integrity Commissioner. He says, if people feel they're getting ripped off by boosters and smurfers and guys who play well above their rating in terms of a matchmaking system, now his idea is that they're simply going to stop. But I'm going to suggest that if you're playing against someone whose name is Gargamel or Smurfette, you know you're being smurfed right there. Get out, right, guys?
That's probably a good clue. Yeah.
That's probably.
Well, I think there's something to be said here. I mean, do you necessarily understand exactly what smurfing or boosting is?
No, I'm old. How would I possibly know that?
So neither of these things specifically come straight towards competitive play. Boosting is when somebody gets on your account and you pay them to essentially rank you up or whatever, right? There's definitely cases of boosting. Smurfing is when somebody has another account that is low rank. But if you're talking about Fortnite Battle Royale, a lot of the big tournaments that we actually see are live streamed, and not only are they live streamed, but they're all done through a local connection. So everybody gets on in the same warehouse or wherever the event's being put on. So I mean, if we're going to talk about integrity in esports or competitive gaming or whatever, I mean, we should start looking at people taking things like Adderall and other actual, I think more impactful things.
So PEDs. You're saying PEDs could be an issue with esports rather than, sitting behind the controller, painting your skin blue and wearing a funny hat.
Well,
they currently test for, I guess this would be e-doping. Do they currently test for that?
I don't think so. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, there are definitely cases of people I've seen online, people and this is not indicative of obviously everybody, but there are cases where people will take Adderall and they'll stay up, all night playing a game. I don't think it's necessarily a huge jump to consider or to even think that, people playing competitively are going to take Adderall before they go to a tournament or something like that. But, a lot of this stuff, I don't necessarily think the betting market is big enough to the point where we're going to see some whale come in and buy off the whole tournament. And, if the tournament's online, if the whole tournament's online, sure, you can make that claim if you really want that Ninja's going to hop behind the computer, but I highly doubt it. I mean, a lot of these people in these tournaments are name brand, in quotations, people. They're actual famous people that are, relatively famous people that stream. So they'll actually stream their tournament play. So you'll know it's them, right? I think a lot of these claims are baseless. It's not like it's not going to happen. But I just really don't think you're going to see this becoming a real, actual massive issue until it actually does. I think this article that you're citing is just making it,
So Andrew, that's interesting that you mentioned the live video of the guys playing. I've read recently, specifically Ninja, that people have been, I guess the story goes that he has been complaining that people are gaining an advantage on him because they're watching his live stream and they know where he's located in a game. And
so that's called stream sniping. And that's when somebody of a particularly kind of a dirty thing to do. If you're watching somebody on a stream and in a battle royale game, all the locations are generally set. You know exactly where this person is, right? You can run over to where they are and you'll know the relative location to it. So, I mean, there's definitely a negative aspect to streaming your gameplay, but, this is if people are just playing a regular open public match. This is not necessarily the deal, and it very well could be the deal in some of the streamed online tournaments, but, ultimately the amount of revenue people like Ninja bring in just by streaming their tournament play, I mean, it makes it almost irrelevant.
Yeah,
right?
So he should just shut up then. I mean, he's just yakking.
No, well, look.
I mean, come on. He's making money from the streams. You can't complain about the fact that people are watching your streams and you're making money about it.
It's not people watching your streams. It's somebody just being an a-hole.
Stream sniping.
Well, look, I don't sympathize with it. I think that comes with the territory when you're that popular and you have that many people watching you. I think it absolutely does. Just comes with the territory. But it's not necessarily something that I'm going to condone or anybody should.
All right. Well, he's crying all the way to the bank, guys. Let's move along. Another great story. I have to ask you this question: Would either of you two guys, or even Andrew, would you guys stay locked in a dark room for 30 days with no human interaction, a refrigerator stocked with water and some form of sustenance, vitamins, some bathing utensils? And would you stay in there for 30 days for $100,000? Because that is currently a prop bet that's been put forward on the 2+2 forum, which is a big poker forum by Alan Kessler, who's a very famous poker pro. I have to ask you guys, for $100,000, would you go for that level of deprivation?
Maybe 24 hours. That would be about it. I think it's an incredibly difficult task. I'll be impressed if anybody can pull it off. I've never been to prison, but I watched the MSNBC.
You sure about that?
Documentaries that come on, every morning, and it seems like from everything I've read and observed, that solitary confinement just has amazingly damaging impact on individuals, and that seems light compared to these guys who would have. I mean, I just can't imagine the ailments you would go through to be in a dark room for 30 days straight.
Yeah, but 100 G's could certainly make a lot of that better. And the problem is for you guys is that they would not allow you to have any online porn. So I know that would be hard for you guys to whittle away the time without it.
Man.
Is there a chicken in the background? Why, when I mention online, is a chicken piping up when we talk about well, I don't know who's more likely to be doing things with a chicken, whether it's someone in Oklahoma or someone in Florida. Probably Oklahoma. Brian, is that you? Is that your chicken?
That is not my chicken.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, there've been some crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There've been some crazy prop bets, and guys, poker players and golfers love to make prop bets, partly because the endeavors that they're involved in are quite slow at times, particularly grinding it out at a poker table. So they come up with all sorts of crazy prop bets. I will tell you that I was calling the final of the World Series of Poker Europe. I believe it was the second year, and I forget who was in there. It was Heads Up. It was the longest live play-by-play ever by ESPN. It went 27 hours, and I've never done a play-by-play where I fell asleep, except for that one. It got very boring, and I think I had Phil Hellmuth or one of the other pros in the booth with me, and we were really bored, and they suddenly proffered, would I streak the final table for $1 million? And, of course, I said yes immediately to that. And very quickly thereafter, we got a phone call in the studio from John Skipper, the head of ESPN, threatening that if I ever did that, I would be in major trouble. So I guess they were never fully convinced that I'm not crazy like that. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. I know you're all waiting for it. When we come back, we're going to give you our picks for the weekend. And don't worry, folks, I'm not giving you my NFL picks. I have Frank Perez's NFL picks in my hand. You're going to get all three of us. Stay tuned. Coming up next here on Fifth Street Sports on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation, American Forces Radio Network. Nick Eber, Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, we sort of stopped paying attention and racked up a lot of debt.
Yeah, it was stressful. He blamed me for my credit card debt, and I blamed him for building that man cave.
It's awesome. Anyway, we stopped blaming each other, did our homework, and read that a smart way to consolidate debt is to get a fixed-rate loan. But getting a loan was brutal.
And a time drain.
So I was in my man cave researching personal loans, and I found Best Egg.
Yep.
They have an A+ rating with the BBB, and Best Egg handles everything online, start to finish.
And Consumer Affairs gave Best Egg 5 stars for their easy online loan app. And we could be approved and funded in as little as 1 business day. I applied online with no impact to my credit score.
She always takes credit for my wins, but long story short, she got an awesome loan, paid off our cards and some bills while lowering our monthly payment. The Best Egg loan was like a total fresh start.
Yeah.
Visit bestegg.com/blue. bestegg.com/blue.
Subject to credit approval. Actual rates, fees, and approval times will vary.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
This is Bully Ray. This is Jay Lethal.
Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor. Tell you that Honor Club.
Honor Club is the ultimate ROH experience.
Treat yourself this holiday season and get live streaming of ROH on-tour events like Honor Reign Supreme.
Also, get on-demand access to past Ring of Honor events, out-of-print compilations,
50% off pay-per-views,
and more.
Or better yet,
go VIP and receive every major pay-per-view for free,
including Final Battle.
Honor Club is more than a network. Skip the line for pre-sale ticket access to live events and receive 15% off at ROHProShop.com on exclusive apparel, DVDs, replica championships, and more.
Go to ROHHonorClub.com.
ROHHonorClub.com.
Or open the ROH app now. Available on all Apple and Android devices and Roku.
We are Honor Club, and honor is real.
All right, welcome back to the show. Fifth Street Sports. I'm Nick Eber, along with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Before we get into our picks for the weekend and if we have time, we'll touch on the college football playoff race. I just want to, I don't usually buy the pay-per-view, the fight pay-per-views, because I think oftentimes they don't live up to the expectations, and they're very expensive, and you can usually see the fight a couple of days later. But this heavyweight bout between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, if you want to see a 6'7" man who is 40-0 with 39 knockouts against a 6'9" man who's 27-0 with 19 knockouts, if you want to see these probably the most devastating right hand in boxing, this may be worth the $75. It's a pretty good card. It's for the WBC heavyweight title. The card has 3 of the 4 fights are heavyweights, and also is a great fight with Jarrett Hurd against Jason Wellborn, which is in the undercard, which is a WBA, IBF, and IBO. The super welterweight titles are up in that fight. So it's a really good fight card. I'm going to probably shell out some bucks and watch it. But let's get on to our pick, shall we, guys? Because everybody's excited about last segment on Friday. Shall we get to it? Who's going to kick it off? Why don't we start with the Chicken Man, Oklahoma Brian?
I'm not the Chicken Man.
That's what you say. All right, Brian, what you got?
All right. I will start it out. I'm going to start off in college football, and I'm Oklahoma Brian. I'm going to pick a team that I don't think I've picked all year, and that's Oklahoma, laying 8 in the Big 12 championship. I'll lay the 8 on Oklahoma. That's my first play.
All right, the 8 on Oklahoma for the Big 12 championship. Florida Rick.
All right, my first play is also a conference championship game. It's something that I very, very rarely do, but like I said yesterday, I tend to lean towards the bigger favorites in these conference championship games because the teams are just so much better. And my pick's going to be Clemson, minus 27.5 against Pittsburgh. I think this game is about 56-10, 59-7, something like that. I don't see Clemson ever getting stopped. Pittsburgh doesn't have nearly as good an offense as South Carolina, or could do what they did last week. But I think this is just a blowout waiting to happen, and Clemson will be fine by the end of the first quarter.
All right. Well, Frank has as his first pick, game 364. He's got the New York Giants +4. What do you guys think of that?
I was going to pick that. That was going to be one of my picks, so I'm going to.
Well, you can't
look for another pick.
Yes. Go get something else.
Wow. Stole it from me.
Oh, so you too. Haha. You see, Frank's even though he's on vacation, he's still a pickpocketer, isn't he?
He is.
All right, Brian, you're up. You're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Actually, the game that I mentioned earlier. I'm afraid this game's gonna get taken from me if I don't go right to it. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings. How many points am I getting in that, Rick? Am I getting 5.5 or 5?
5. Only America's Worst Better lays 5.5, but you get 5.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and take the 5 and take the Vikings, and that's my second play.
Nice. Okay. And Rick, what's your second?
All right, my second play is another conference championship game, but this time I'm actually going to be on the dog. And I know that Alabama is the best team probably in college football history. I just think they're playing by far the second best team this year in college football, and that's Georgia. They haven't had a close game. They probably won't have another close game until this one right here, even including the championship games and so forth. But I think Georgia's going to be in this game. I don't think they're going to be able to win it, but I think they're going to be in it and surprise a lot of people and maybe lose it by 7, 10 points. So I like getting Georgia plus 12.5, 13.
All right.
Against Bama.
Okay, well, speaking for Frank, he's got the 49ers plus 10. Boy, they've been pretty awful all season, haven't they? I mean, plus 10, is that enough?
I don't know. That's interesting. I was talking to a couple other guys about this. There was a pretty awful performance by the 49ers this last week, and I think somewhat predictable considering the drama they had with they had a player that was kicked off the team and relatively close to the game on Sunday, and I think that had a pretty negative effect. I think whenever that happens to a team, it usually does spill over beyond that one person. And it happened again last week with the 49ers. All right, I'm going to stick to the NFL. I believe I'm up next, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick a team. I was looking at this line earlier. What a fascinating line this is. So Indianapolis is playing at Jacksonville, and Indianapolis is a 4-point favorite. And Rick, what do you think that line would have been if we had made the line before the year started?
Jacksonville -7.5.
Yeah, what a like an 11-point difference. Um, Indianapolis is a really underrated good team. Uh, I actually think it's a lot of points, but I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay 4 points on Indianapolis on the road at Jacksonville.
Nice. Okay. Anyone else have that one? I don't have that one. Rick,
No,
I believe
I
you don't have
definitely
that one, so you get to go next. The button's with you.
All right, so my third pick is a game we discussed yesterday. Somebody brought it up on the Facebook, YouTube, or whatever it was, and it's a Stanford versus Cal game. I like Stanford -3 at Cal for all the reasons I gave yesterday. Stanford's clearly the better team. Cal doesn't have the same benefit they would have had in this game a couple of weeks ago, like it should have been. I think Stanford takes care of business and wins it by a touchdown or more. So give me Stanford -3.
All right. Well, I'm going to cheat here, guys. I'm going to give 2 because I'm going to give Frank's because I know people love the NFL and they want to hear it. He has Miami -3.5. But I'm going to throw in one of my own here for you guys because I'm just going to mix it up a bit. In the North London derby, I'm going for the draw between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur at +229 right now for the draw. This should be a great match, and typically these derbies, you got to throw form out the window. I think that's great value at +229. That's going to be my extra pick for you guys.
That's kind of a non sequitur, but thank you for that. Right, Nick.
You're welcome. Got to mix it up a bit, guys.
Okay. To me, I believe I'm going to stay in the NFL because my college games have been taken at this point, and I'm going to go to the Atlanta Falcons. I believe. What am I laying in that game, Rick? 1 or 1.5? One. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna take the Falcons laying 1 at home against the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Good. So let's go. Rick, who do you have next?
Okay, another game we discussed yesterday, a conference championship game. Unfortunately, the line yesterday was 2.5 on Boise State Fresno. The line now has gone to Pick'em, but I'm still going to take Fresno at Pick'em for the reasons I gave yesterday. I think it's really hard to beat a team twice in the same year, especially a few weeks apart. Fresno, I think, is the better team. You know, it's on the road, but I think this game is so important for this university, and I think they're going to outplay them. They're going to get the job done and win this game. You know, it'll be a close game, but I fully expect Fresno to win it. So
all right,
Fresno, pick them.
All right, Frank has Tampa Bay +3.5. Sounds like a stellar one for you guys.
Don't really have an opinion on.
Don't really care for either side.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing a team in Carolina that can't seem to get their act together. Carolina really needs the 6-5 now. They have to win this game or they're pretty much done, considering they have 2 games left against the Saints. But yeah, you know what? If I had to pick a side, I think I would pick Frank's side. I would take the Tampa side.
All right. So Frank's pick is officially registered. Go ahead. You're next, Brian.
I'm going to stay in the NFL one more time, and I'm going to go to Monday night. I'm going to take a game that I believe I gave out on the Dog Pound yesterday, and that's the Washington Redskins getting 6.5 at Philadelphia. Not quite a derby, but also not too far apart. This is a game. This line's silly. I really think this should be closer to 4.5 or 5. That's when I made the game. Yeah, confident and very confident that the Redskins are the right side. I don't know that they'll get it done, but that will be the right side come Monday night.
All right, Rick.
And my final game, I'm going to also go to the NFL, and I'm going to take a team that I never thought I'd take this year, but I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals +5 at home against Denver. Jeff Driscoll starting at quarterback. He took over in the second half last week and was very effective, brought the team back, actually gave them a slight chance to win when they were down 4 touchdowns. I think Denver had a big win last week that they kind of had no business winning. They were outgained, I think, by 200-300 yards, and now they got to go travel to Cincy, and Cincy's going to be, ready to play with a new quarterback. So I like the fact you're getting 5 points here. So I'll take Cincy +5.
All right, there you go. All right, well, now Frank had a pick that you guys have already done. You already got. So I'm going to change it up again for you. I'm going to not do another English Premier League pick. I'm going to give Deontay Wilder. He's going to get the knockout, and I believe that it's over 9.5. So I'm going to go with that. It'll be a late bout knockout. Deontay Wilder over Tyson Fury. There you go.
Deontay Wilder, I was reading he has 19 first-round knockouts. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but this guy's not going to get knocked out in the first round, but he is going to wear him down and knock him out. I think the over 9.5 is good. It'll be a late 10th or 10th to 12th round knockout.
But you still have to give Frank's play. What's his fifth play?
Okay, yes, I do have to give Frank's play. He has Jacksonville. He has Jacksonville. Plus, he has Jacksonville. I think you guys already gave that one out, right? So.
Well, that's opposite of me. So that I'm glad.
Oh yeah, okay. He has Jacksonville +4.
Okay, yeah, and I'm opposite of that. I'm Indy -4.
Oh, you're Indy -4. Okay, so there you go. I believe we have one more. Are we done?
No, that should be it. 5 picks.
That's it. All right, there you go, guys. We've got it. So listen, we got a couple more minutes here. We didn't get to a lot of topics, but a couple of topics we left. But I know you guys wanted to quickly talk about the college football playoffs and the permutations therein.
Yeah, hard to squeeze into 2 minutes, but I'll just say that I think they got it right. I think that, and I think Oklahoma wins, and they deserve to get in, assuming that Georgia doesn't beat Alabama. And I really don't think there's that much of a controversy this year. Your thoughts, Rick?
Well, I think the controversy will come tomorrow night once we see everybody who won and lost. And
right.
I fully believe if Georgia wins, Alabama has to be in. I don't care how big Oklahoma and Ohio State each win by. Alabama has no business not being in. Even if they lose by 3 touchdowns tomorrow, which they won't. If they lose, it's going to be close. But Alabama has to be in. I think
for a lot of reasons, Rick. I mean, let's face it. I mean, can you? They would never have a college football playoff without Alabama because they'd lose so much money.
Alabama's in. It's not even worth arguing. Yeah. But I do think that let's say that Alabama wins, Oklahoma wins, and we get into the Big Ten championship at night, and Ohio State's up by, say, 21 at halftime. That's going to be an interesting halftime line because nobody likes to run the score up when it counts more than Urban Meyer. That's something to look for from a handicapping standpoint is Ohio State to absolutely, if they can, I'm not saying they can, I don't know that they will, but if they have the ability to kind of twist the knife on Northwestern, I expect them to do it.
All right, folks, there you have it. You have our picks. You have Frank's picks, courtesy of me. I threw in a couple of extras for you if you want to do a little betting outside of the NFL or college football this weekend. You got the boxing, got one pick in the Premier League for you. If you like our picks and you want more, be sure to subscribe to the Fifth Street Advantage program. Find it at fifthstreetsports.com. We'll be right back after this to wrap it up here on Fifth Street Sports.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
All right. Welcome back, Fifth Street Sports. Nick Gebra in for Frank Perez, and I believe Frank will be back on Monday. I will relinquish the couch to him at that point, and we'll have the A-team back in action for you, but I am with the remnants of the A-team. That's Florida Rick and Oklahoma Brian. Guys, we didn't get to talk about U.S. Soccer and Greg Berhalter, and I know you guys are all crying about that, but if you're listening to this and you're saying, we didn't get to that, don't worry. I'll be covering that on Monday on Fifth Street Soccer right here on these very networks. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, Fifth Street Sports is on every day, Monday through Friday, on these very networks, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, with the A-team next week. So Frank will be back with more jokes for everybody, right?
Boy, were you surprised with that selection as the U.S. men's coach?
No, it's just more of nothing from U.S. Soccer. I mean, Greg Berhalter is, did a good job with Columbus, but he's not the guy I think they needed for this, and we really don't have time to discuss this, but, U.S. Soccer is, under Carlos Cordero's leadership, has proven to be woefully lacking. This program is mired in mediocrity, and I believe will continue to be so until they give it a good old rooting. Which is what they need to do with the program. I mean, I don't know what he's making. I doubt he's making the $3.5 million a year that Jurgen Klinsmann was making. But we'll see. If there's another debacle like the U.S. not qualifying for a big tournament like the World Cup, we'll be able to say that it was an abject failure. All right, guys, want to thank you both. Want to thank you for entertaining me this week as I sat in for Frank. It's been a lot of fun. I don't usually get to talk about American sports on the air, but it is always fun to do that. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Hope your bets pay big. And if you're out there listening and you want to make some good bets, be sure to go online to fifthstreetsports.com and sign up for the Fifth Street Advantage. Do it now. And you can get in your text message on your phone every day, just about, some of the quality plays from the crew here at Fifth Street Sports. Until Monday, have a great weekend, stay safe, and remember, this broadcast is a copyright broadcast of Fifth Street Sports, LLC. Cheers.